If your car could talk, one of the first things it would probably scream at you about is the brakes. That weird squeaking sound you've been ignoring, that soft pedal feel you told yourself was just your imagination, yeah, those aren't random. They're your car's desperate cry for help. Brake problems are one of the most ignored warning signs, yet they're the most critical when it comes to your safety. So in this video, we're diving into the real signs your car's brake system is trying to warn you about, the ones that are easy to miss, dangerously misunderstood, and sometimes completely silent until it's too late. Whether you're driving an old beater or a brand new car, these signs are real, they're common, and they could save your life. Warning one, the squeak that's not just annoying. One of the first signs that your brake system is trying to get your attention is a high-pitched squeaking sound when you press the brake pedal. This isn't just a random noise or a result of morning dew or dust. It's actually engineered into your vehicle as an early warning system. Modern brake pads are designed with built-in wear indicators, small metal tabs that produce a squeal when the brake pads have worn down to a certain level. This is your car's way of warning you that it's time to replace the pads before they wear down too far and begin damaging the rotors. However, squeaking can also occur for other reasons, even if your brake pads aren't fully worn out. If you recently changed your brakes and start hearing squeaking, it may be due to the use of low-quality pads, improper installation, or missing anti-squeal shims or lubrication. In any case, persistent squeaking is not something you should ignore. It's a clear message that something in your brake system needs attention, and delaying repairs can quickly escalate into more serious and more expensive damage. Warning 2, grinding, the sound of damage already done. When your brakes make a grinding noise, it's no longer a warning. It's a sign that damage is already happening. This grinding sound typically means that your brake pads are completely worn out, and now the metal backing of the pad is making direct contact with the metal surface of the rotor. This metal-on-metal friction not only reduces your ability to stop safely, but it also causes severe damage to your rotors. In this condition, every time you hit the brakes, you're effectively destroying part of your braking system. Ignoring this sound can result in costly repairs, as you may need to replace not only the brake pads, but also the rotors and potentially the calipers. It also increases your stopping distance and significantly raises the risk of brake failure. If you hear grinding when you brake, it's crucial to stop driving the vehicle immediately and have it inspected by a professional. Warning 3, the brake pedal feels off. Your brake pedal provides important feedback every time you press it, and any change in that feel should be taken seriously. If the pedal suddenly feels soft or spongy and travels further than usual before the brakes engage, this may indicate air trapped in the brake lines, a leak in the system, or low brake fluid. These issues can compromise the hydraulic pressure needed to stop your car safely. On the other hand, if the brake pedal feels unusually hard or requires more force than normal, there could be a problem with a brake booster or a vacuum leak. The brake booster is designed to make braking easier by using vacuum pressure to assist with force. When it fails, stopping the vehicle becomes much harder and less responsive. If the pedal feels like it's pulsating or vibrating when you press it, especially during moderate braking, that could suggest warped rotors. Warped rotors create uneven contact between the brake pad and rotor surface, which reduces braking efficiency and can cause further wear on the system. Any unusual pedal behavior should be treated as an urgent sign that something is wrong. Warning 4, the dashboard light that's too easy to ignore. The brake warning light on your dashboard is one of the clearest signs your vehicle gives when something isn't right with the braking system. While it may seem obvious, many drivers ignore this light, assuming it's a glitch or unimportant. In reality, this warning can signal a range of problems. The most common reason the brake light comes on is because the parking brake is still engaged. But if the light remains on even after releasing the parking brake, that could indicate low brake fluid levels, a malfunction in the hydraulic system, or a more serious issue such as a failing master cylinder. Some systems are designed to alert you when the brake pads are severely worn, which can also trigger the light. More concerning is when the brake light comes on simultaneously with the ABS anti-lock braking system warning light. This combination suggests a potential total brake system failure, and the car should not be driven until it's inspected. When any brake light appears on your dashboard, take it seriously. It's your car's way of telling you that stopping power may already be compromised. Warning 5, pulling to one side when braking. If your car pulls to one side when braking, this is usually a sign that one side of the brake system is performing differently from the other. This imbalance can occur for several reasons and should not be ignored, as it can make emergency braking unpredictable and dangerous. A common cause is a stuck caliper, which happens when one of the calipers fails to release the brake pad from the rotor properly. This causes uneven pressure between the wheels and leads the vehicle to veer to one side. Other possibilities include uneven brake pad wear, a damaged or collapsed brake hose restricting fluid flow, or contaminated brake fluid that affects braking performance. This type of behavior can also wear out tires unevenly and strain your suspension system. If your car isn't stopping in a straight line, it's a serious safety concern and a clear warning that your braking system needs immediate attention. Warning 6, burning smell after braking or driving downhill. A sharp, burning smell after braking, especially after driving downhill or in heavy stop-and-go traffic, is a strong indicator that your brakes are overheating. This can happen when the braking components get too hot due to excessive friction, a condition known as brake fade. When brakes overheat, the pads lose their ability to grip the rotors effectively, which dramatically reduces your ability to stop the vehicle safely. The burning smell may come from overheated brake pads, but it can also be a sign of a stuck caliper or a brake pad that's not fully releasing after you take your foot off the pedal. If the brakes are engaged even slightly while driving, they generate heat constantly, leading to premature wear and failure. Over time, this excess heat can damage the brake fluid, warp the rotors, and lead to a full brake system breakdown. If you smell anything burning near your wheels, it's time to stop and let the brakes cool before continuing. Repeated overheating should always be investigated by a technician. Warning 7, the car feels shaky or vibrates when braking. Shaking or vibrations that occur while braking, especially at higher speeds, are usually a symptom of warped or uneven brake rotors. When rotors are no longer perfectly smooth and flat, the brake pads can't make consistent contact, which results in a pulsating sensation that you can feel through the brake pedal or steering wheel. This condition often develops over time due to repeated hard braking or the use of low-quality rotors that warp more easily under heat. Once warping occurs, the problem tends to get progressively worse and affects your vehicle's ability to brake smoothly and predictably. It also increases wear on the pads and can cause damage to other parts of the brake system. Addressing rotor issues early can often involve resurfacing or replacing the rotors before they cause more expensive damage. Vibrations when braking are not just annoying, they're a warning that something is off with the very system designed to stop your vehicle safely. Warning 8, leaking fluid around the tires or brake lines. Brake fluid leaks are one of the most dangerous brake system issues because they directly impact the hydraulic pressure that allows your brakes to function. If you notice a puddle near one of your wheels that appears oily but doesn't smell like motor oil or coolant, it might be brake fluid. It's usually clear or slightly yellow and feels slippery. Leaks can occur from corroded brake lines, damaged seals in the calipers, or a worn-out master cylinder. Even a small leak reduces the fluid volume in the system, which can lead to soft brake pedals, increased stopping distances, or total brake failure. Unlike oil leaks, brake fluid loss is not something you can postpone fixing. It's critical to find the source of the leak and repair it immediately. If you suspect a brake fluid leak, inspect the fluid reservoir under the hood and check for any visible wet spots near the wheels or along the brake lines. Driving with a brake fluid leak is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Warning 9, brake fade. That creeps up on you. Brake fade is a condition where your brakes gradually lose effectiveness, usually after repeated use over a short period, such as driving down a long hill or during aggressive stop-and-go driving. You'll notice that you have to press harder on the brake pedal to get the same amount of stopping power. This loss in performance happens when the braking components become too hot, causing the pads to lose their grip and the brake fluid to boil. Boiling fluid introduces air bubbles into the hydraulic system, further reducing brake responsiveness. Brake fade can be temporary, but if it happens regularly, it could lead to permanent damage and much higher repair costs. To prevent brake fade, it's important to use engine braking when driving downhill and give your brakes time to cool during extended use. If you experience this condition often, it may indicate that your brake system is undersized for your driving style or that some components are worn out. Warning 10. Noisy brake pedal or clicking sound. Unusual sounds when you press or release the brake pedal, like clicking, clunking, or popping, usually indicate loose or worn components in the brake system. These noises can come from brake pads moving around in their brackets due to missing clips or shims, or from caliper bolts that are not properly secured. If components like the caliper or brake pad aren't properly fastened, they can shift under pressure and create inconsistent braking performance. This can lead to uneven pad wear, reduced stopping power, and eventual system failure. Clicking noises are never normal and should always prompt an inspection to ensure all parts are secure and functioning correctly. Your brake system has multiple ways of warning you when something's wrong, through sounds, smells, vibrations, warning lights, and changes in pedal feel. These signals aren't subtle suggestions. They're urgent messages from your car that your safety could be at risk. Ignoring brake system warnings not only puts you and your passengers in danger, but also leads to more expensive repairs in the long run. Recognizing these signs early and acting on them can save lives and money. Whether it's a squeal, a grind, a pull to one side, or a warning light on your dashboard, never ignore what your car's trying to tell you. Your brakes are the most important safety system in your vehicle. Treat every warning seriously and always get issues checked by a qualified professional. Have you ever ignored a brake warning and it turned into a big repair or close call? Share your story in the comments. You might help someone else avoid the same mistake. Stay safe, drive smart, and always listen when your car starts screaming.